Hi, my darling doggy. Hi. All right, so go ahead and get into a comfortable seat, whatever that means to you. That can mean your legs crossed, maybe you put the weird leg on top, or switch the normal crossing of your legs. Just close your eyes or lower your gaze. And just start to pull your focus into your breath. You're going to focus on the back of the throat. When you inhale through your nostrils, can you feel that air at the back of your throat? You collapse your trachea a little bit with your tongue. You can get that breath a little loud in your head. That's ocean breathing. You can continue to breathe like this, or you can breathe uninterruptedly if you'd prefer. While you're listening to that breath hit the back of your throat, I want you to focus on the 3 different kinds of breathing you can do. I mean, there are many kinds of breathing you can do, but you can breathe just into the back of your throat like that, shallow into your chest. And you can breathe fully into your chest. That's the second way of breathing, really expanding. And the third way is to expand fully into your diaphragm. While we're focusing on that breath in the back of the throat, listening to it in our mind's eye. Imagining the oxygen flowing in through the nostrils, down the back of the throat to the lungs. And then breathing back out, up to the back of the throat, through the nostrils and out. Just do a couple more breaths like that, imagining the air coming in and out into your lungs. And we'll start to make the breaths a little bit deeper. Imagine that air is expanding into your lungs. Inhaling a little bit longer to fill the lungs up with air. And then exhaling all that out, collapsing the lungs down. You can imagine the front and the back body expanding out as you breathe in. And collapsing down as you breathe out. A few rounds of breath like this, filling up the lungs and emptying them back out. Then we'll expand our breath all the way down to the diaphragm. Inhaling as long as we possibly can to fill up the entire lungs, front and back body, up and down. And exhaling all that air out, collapsing all your lungs all the way down. Few more long, big belly barrel breaths. big belly barrel breaths. Filling those lungs up all the way to the diaphragm and emptying them out. If you want, as you practice these full breaths, see if you can work your cat and cow spines into these breaths. Really collapsing that belly and lungs down in your exhale. And really opening up that abdomen and filling up those lungs on your inhale. You are working with your cat and cow spine, make sure that your sit bones and legs are rooted into the ground. You can do these gentle movements with a nice sturdy base. When you've had enough of that, you can return to stillness. And we'll do one last thing. We'll take our hands to heart center and just rub the palms together pretty vigorously until you have a nice warm feeling between your hands. When you feel like you've done enough, just place those hands one on top of each other over your throat. You can switch which hand is on top if you'd like. You support your head with your hand if that's comfortable for you. We'll bring the hands back to heart center and we'll do the vigorous rubbing again. Get your palms nice and warmed up. This time grab both sides of your neck with your wrists meeting in the center front of your neck. Just let that warmth from your hands dissolve into your neck. We'll do one more time, rubbing the hands together nice and vigorously. Work up that warmth between your palms. This time we're going to place the hands on the back of the neck, whichever way you choose. You can like place the meat of your hands on your neck and let the rest of it go down your back. Your fingers go down your back. And place the hands on top of each other. You place one hand on the back of your neck and one hand on the front. Whatever's comfortable for you. And just take a few more breaths here. When you're ready, you can release your arms down, you give your shoulders a little shake. Give your back a little shake. Then you can switch the crossing of your legs if you'd like. That's comfortable for you. I'm gonna steal this from you. I'll start by just like shaking out your hands, rolling out your wrists, giving your fingers some attention. Maybe you type on a computer, maybe you type on a phone. Just shake out the hands, wiggle out the fingers, and then roll out the wrists. Just nice and gentle. You can make like figure eights with your wrists if you'd like. There we go. And roll them in and roll them back out. The wrists are very sensitive, so don't push too hard. And when you're ready, we'll go to the shoulders. We'll just scrunch them up near the ears and then bring them back down. And scrunch them up near the ears and bring them back down. One more time like that. And bring them back down. And you can make big circles with your shoulders. You can go We'll start by going backwards. The whole arm going in. And when you've done about 5 on going backwards, you can go ahead and do it forward. Arms until you really feel it in your back body, maybe in your shoulder blades. And then we'll do one at a time. Really get the back body into it. And then reverse the rotation. And then we'll take our arms nice and long. And we'll just make little circles with the arms coming forward. Just like you're drawing little circles with your middle fingers on the wall. And then reverse those circles. It's nice little circles. Then make your circles bigger. And then reverse those circles. And then relax your arms down, melt those shoulders down. We'll start by lifting the chin nice and high. We'll make circles in the air with the chin, just rolling out the neck. Just drawing a big circle in the air with the chin. If you hear crackles or crunches, you can make your circles smaller, or you can just hear crackles and crunches. And you can go the opposite direction. And then when you're ready to come nice and steady, actually made me dizzy. And we'll start with one hand across the other, doing a nice stretch for your bicep stretch. Just breathing here. And then from here, I want to bend the straight arm, let's bring it up, and then bend that elbow back. You can help that other arm if you'd like. You can help the elbow with the other arm if you'd like. Option to bring that hand swinging around and grab your fingertips from the other side. That's available to you. Watch your ribs, make sure they're not poking out. Make sure your stretch is coming from that arm and not from the ribs. Release your arms, make a big cross with your hands. Bring the other arm over for your stretch. Thank you, Clemens. Thank you. I don't need my knee lift. Make sure your shoulders are in line. Mine are not. I know, you're such a good girl. And then we'll bring this arm up, bend that elbow, press. You can put a gentle little bit of weight on that elbow if you'd like. Option to reach that arm around and grab the hand or t-shirt or bra strap, whatever is available to you. Again, watch those ribs and make sure you're stretching in your arms. When you're ready, you can let go, make a big T with the arms. Let's make the hands into fists and come into some nice, beautiful bicep curls. Yeah, just like this. And then we'll do robot arms, placing one down and one up. Just flexing when you're at the top. Trying your best to get your arms at 90-degree angle. For some reason, this one does not want to do it. And then you come up to your nice cartoon cactus arms here. And we'll just reach up in the air and reach back down. Reaching up in the air and reaching back down. Reaching up and reaching down. Go ahead and release your arms. We'll take the legs and bring them out in front. You can shake your knees. From here, we'll lift one knee. Place your foot outside the opposite leg. Then hug that knee into your midsection if you can, if that's available to you. And place that foot back down nice and straight. From here, check in with your sit bone. Make sure you're finding space between your sit bone and your knee here. I'm trying to lean over like this, so let's balance me back down. From here, we'll take the opposite elbow, hook it behind the knee, and twist to the back of the knee. Inhale for a nice long spine. Exhale to wring out that midsection like a towel. And twist the spine. On your next exhale, you can come back to center. You can do a nice little counter twist to the opposite side. Hug that knee into your chest again, nice and tight. We'll place it back down onto the mat. You can shake out your knee if you'd like, and we'll bend the other one up. Place it on the outside of your other knee. Grab that leg nice and tight, and we'll hook the opposite arm and twist to the back of the room. Nice, long, straight spine. Exhale to wring out the lungs, wring out the midsection, wring out the low back. Inhale, nice, long spine. Exhale, back in. And on your next exhale, you can come to the center. You can do a nice little counter twist to the other side. Straighten those legs back out front. From here, lift your arms into the air, stretch your fingers, keep that spine nice and straight, come up onto your sit bones if that helps. And from here, we'll just lean forward, spine nice and straight, no rounding in the back. Place your hands on your shins, on your toes, on your knees, on your ankles, whatever's available to you. On your next exhale, you can round in the back and gently roll up so you're in a seated position. From here, we're going to bring the legs out so they are about, my legs go like this, so they are not too wide, maybe 45 degrees, 30 degrees. I guess that's more like 45. Whatever's comfortable to you. If you're in pain, you're not stretching and relaxing, so there's no reason. From here, we'll make our fingertips nice and tall again, and this time we'll come forward just like the same as before. Nice long spine, not rounding in the back. We can hold on to your shins, your toes, your knees, your ankles, whatever's comfortable for you. On your next inhale, you can come back to center. We will adjust so that we're facing one leg. Just rotate your hips towards that foot. Inhale nice and big with the arms in the air, and exhale down to that leg. Again, nice straight spine. See if you can not round in the back like this, but just have a nice straight spine. You can go down further than me. A lot of people can. On your next inhale, we'll come back to center. We'll rotate those hips so they're back straight again. And this time we're going to go back down that same leg, but on the side. Bringing that same hand as leg, maybe to the foot, maybe the ankle. You want to feel that stretch in those intercostal muscles on your side. You can bring that other arm over top if that's comfortable for you. You can shine your chest towards the ceiling if that's comfortable for you. You can even bring your arm behind you in a half bind if that's comfortable for you. Your arm is over top, try not to flop forward or back, just have a nice, stable, strong arm to the side. On your next inhale, we'll come back to our center, rotate those hips towards the opposite foot. Foot should be nice and toes pointing towards the ceiling, by the way. Inhale your arms nice and tall, rotating those hips towards the foot, and exhaling down. Nice straight back. I just tried to round in my back. Nice straight back, folding forward. Hand can be in your shin, your ankle, your toes, your knee, whatever's comfortable for you. Again, our shoulders are square towards the foot. On your next inhale, we'll come back to center. We'll square our hips towards the front and come down to the side. Same arm as foot goes along the side and come with that opposite arm, reaching overhead, stretching in those intercostal muscles on the rib side here. On your next inhale, we'll come back to center. We'll fold one leg in. Your foot can be pressed up against your inner thigh like you were in tree pose. Or you can bring it a little bit lower. Just make sure you're not pressing on the interior of your knee. From here, we'll do the same two stretches. We'll rotate the hips towards the foot and fold forward. Come on back on your next inhale, and this time we'll go to the side, hips squared towards the front of the room, and reaching that hand over top. On your inhale, you can come back to center, switch your legs, bringing that opposite one, heel to your thigh, not pressing on the interior of the knee. We'll start with our hips squared towards the foot, bringing those arms into the air, and exhaling to fold forward. Nice long spine, reaching towards that shin, reaching towards those toes. On your next inhale, coming back to a seated position, a nice long spine. And this time we will bring the same hand as foot over it and lean to bring that arm over top, stretching those intercostal muscles in the sides of the ribs. And next inhale, come back to center. This time we'll take the feet together. Your feet can be about 5 to 7 fists width from your body, or closer, 3 to 4, whatever you're comfortable with, really. We're gonna fold forward. So if you wanted to fold farther forward, your feet can be further out. If you want to fold a little bit closer, your feet can be closer together. So we'll just lift those arms into the air again, just like before. Exhale, folding forward. Nice long spine, really feeling the stretch in that inner thigh. On your next inhale, you can come to a seat, a comfortable seat. I think that's everything. And when you're ready, we'll come to a tabletop pose at the center of your mat. Wrists are underneath shoulders, knees are underneath hips. Nice neutral spine. The tops of the feet are glued to the mat. You can imagine if I came by and tried to lift your foot off the mat, I wouldn't be able to, like that. Yeah. From this position, we're just going to do some gentle cat cows, dropping that udder down, taking a few breaths in cow, shining that chest towards the front of the room. Feeling your two hip points almost trying to touch at your center back. That's how low you're dipping that uterus and udder down. On your next exhale, pull the belly button towards the spine. Tuck that tailbone under and release your neck down. Option to come up on your toes or your fingertips. And enjoy a few rounds of breath in cat pose. Really stretching into that spine. On your next inhale, you come into cow pose. Exhale into cat. Inhaling into cow. And exhaling into cat. While you're doing this motion, first start by focusing in on that throat. What is your neck doing as you make these motions? Opening up and closing. You're opening up the neck in that cow pose and closing off the neck in cat. Opening up the back of the neck, but closing off the front. Thank you, Mama. Please stop. Bring your focus to your hips. Are you tilting and tucking your pelvis with each inhale and exhale? Good girl, honey. If you'd like, as you're doing your cats and your cows, you can start to introduce S and C curves in your spine. You can bend your elbows. You can come to kind of a dance move. Just waking up the spine, oiling up those joints. When you're ready to come to stillness, just gonna tuck those toes under and bring the bottom towards the heels to try and stretch out the toes. If you want, you can bring your hands up to your knees, but I feel like you can really get the proper pressure in this position and then help those toes if for some reason maybe they're not long enough. Why not? From here, we'll come back to our tabletop, place the top of those toes down, and come back with the bum towards the heels. Give yourself a little rest here. From here, we'll go back to our tabletop and just lift your knees up to give your toes a little stretch. Whatever you're comfortable with. When you've had enough of that, you can bring those knees back to the mat. And we'll tuck the toes under and bring the knees up and press back to downward facing dog. Start by pedaling out the feet in down dog. Feel the stretch in the back of the leg, holding that heel down towards the mat as close as you possibly can. And when you've had enough of that, you can go ahead and lift both heels into the air and then stretch them down to the mat, pressing back, finding downward facing dog. And here you can shake your head yes, nod your head no, move your head I don't know. Make a circle with the top of your head if you'd like. And sway those hips from side to side. On your next inhale, we'll roll forward to plank pose. Whole foot long. Tucking that tailbone under here, feeling a nice long line in that back from the top of the head to the tip of the tailbone. No rounding. No slunching. Nice straight line. On your exhale, you can press back to downward dog. Breathing here. From here, we'll lift the right leg into the air for three-legged dog. And bend that knee, pull that heel towards your bum. Keeping those hips square, just feeling that pull, pulling the heel towards the bum, feeling that quad stretch. And then opening up the hips nice and wide. Breathing here. And when you're ready, you can bring that leg back down to the mat. Like a slip. Okay. Breathing in down dog. Lift that opposite leg in the air for three-legged dog. Checking in with that heel, bring it back down to the mat. Bending your knee and bringing your heel towards your bum, feeling the stretch in your quad. Opening up those hips nice and wide, feeling the pull from the heel onto the mat. Breathing here. Exhale, bring the foot back to the mat, stretching in down dog. Nice deep breaths here. And when you're ready, we're gonna hop or step so you're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. Your first forward fold of the evening. You can have it as deep or shallow as you'd like. Your knees can be bent or straight. But you should feel as though the tip of your head is oozing down toward the ground. When you check in with all four corners of the feet, make sure you're not falling into your arches. You've got a nice high arch. You've got equal weight on the ball of your foot as you have on the heels of your feet. An equal weight on the outer and inner edges of the feet. Breathing here in your forward fold. See if each exhale can maybe fold a little deeper. Maybe straighten your legs a little more straight. Maybe feel the top of the head oozing down to the ground. You can nod your head yes, you can shake your head no, you can move your head I don't know. Your next inhale, we'll put our hands on our shins for a nice flat back. Coming back to that long spine. Your next inhale will go roll all the way up to a standing position. I'm gonna go on my knees so you can see me. Pretend I'm standing. All right. From here, we'll take the arms into the air, pretend like they're holding that beach ball. And we're just gonna stretch to the side, holding that beach ball, still feeling those intercostal muscles stretching. Lifting that beach ball back up into the air, exhaling it and moving it to the other side. Stretching along the side of the body. Equal weight in each foot. We're going to inhale back to the center. We're going to bring the chest forward, not too far so you don't hurt the low back. You're going to just shine the chest towards the ceiling, bringing that beach ball back like we're about to throw it to somebody. Option to bend those elbows, really feel like you're about to throw it to somebody. On your next exhale, we're going to bring our arms down and then out to the side. And then we're just going to twist. Just bring the arms forward and back. Just a nice gentle standing twist. Try to keep your hips square toward the front of the back. Hi. Then on your next exhale, we'll just twist to the other side. Nice gentle standing twist. On your next exhale, we'll come back to the center. And we'll fold forward again, all the way forward. Trying to maybe fold a little bit more deeply this time. Maybe your legs are a little bit more straight, micromillimeters more straight. Maybe you're folding at the midsection a little bit more straight. You can grab just the elbows here and rock back and forth or shake side to side if you'd like. You can also grab your big toes with your peace fingers and bring your elbows out to the side to really bring your top of your body down toward the mat. Release your arms wherever they may be. Continue in your forward fold. Just place one hand between your feet. It can be a fist. Fist is the easiest one. And bring the other arm up in the air for a nice gentle twist. You can bend the same leg as arm that is down, so you can straighten the other leg a little bit easier. And on your next exhale, you can switch the twist and bring the opposite arm underneath, sorry, between your feet, and bend that opposite leg to straighten the other. On your next exhale, release your arms down so you're back in your forward fold. On your inhale, place the hands on the shins for a nice long flat back. Exhale, go ahead and fold forward, place your hands, step back for plank pose. Lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat for a low cobra or upward facing dog. And press back to down dog. From here, we'll lift that right leg into the air, three-legged dog. Bend that knee, exhale, bring that foot forward. Make sure you have a nice, sturdy, low lunge here. Bend down the back foot so it's at a 45-degree angle. Pressing equal foot weight in both feet, really pressing the mat away from you. Lift your chest up into the air. Lift your arms up. Hips should be square towards the front of the mat. Front knee is bent. Back foot is glued, outer edge is glued to the back of the mat. From here, you can lift your arms up for warrior one. On your next exhale, you can frame that front foot, kick that front foot back to meet the back, downward facing dog. Roll forward to plank, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat for a low cobra or upward facing dog. On your inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend that knee, swing that foot forward, help it if you need to. Gonna rotate that outer edge of that back foot down. Pressing into the mat with your feet, keeping that front knee bent. Lift your chest off your body. Hips are squared towards the front of the room. We're gonna lift the arms into the air for warrior one. Go ahead and exhale, frame that front foot, kick that front foot back to meet the back, downward facing dog. Breathing in down dog. Make your down dog intentional. Can you lift your heels into the air and then bring them back to the mat? Maybe adjust your hands and feel the back of the thighs reaching towards the back of the room. On your next exhale, we'll hop or step so you're in the front, or you're in front fold on the front of the mat. On your next inhale, place the hands on the shins for a nice long flat back. Exhale to fold forward. And inhale to gently roll up to a standing position. Standing at the front of the mat in a mountain pose, your hands are at your sides. Inhale to lift your arms into the air. Melt those shoulders down the back. Melt the shoulders down away from the ears. Make sure you're stretching in your arms and not your shoulders. From here, we'll take a big inhale. And then exhale to fold forward. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale to fold forward, plant your hands, and step back to a plank pose. Go ahead and run through your vinyasa. Drop your knees, chest, and chin to the mat. Inhale for upward dog or low cobra. And exhale back to a downward facing dog. Nice deep breath in here. Nice deep breath out. Look Check in with your shoulders. Are you scrunching them against your ears, or you have lots of space between your shoulder blades and the bottoms of your ears? On your next exhale, you can step, or hop, so you're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. On your next inhale, we'll place our hands on hips for a nice long flat back. On your exhale, gently roll down and inhale by rolling up to stand. Standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat. We'll inhale the arms above the head, holding onto that beach ball, melting the shoulders down the back, stretching and reaching between the shoulder and the fingertips. Bend those elbows, keeping that ball in your hand like it's on your back now. On your exhale, you'll lift your arms back into that straight position. Keep your arms straight, bring them forward, and then down to fold forward. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale to fold forward, plant your hands, step back to plank pose. Go through your vinyasa, you can lower your knees, chest, chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra, upward facing dog. And exhale, pressing back to down dog. From your downward facing dog, can you feel space between your shoulder blades? Are you closing in on your shoulders? From here, you can hop or step forward in a forward fold at the front of the mat. On your next inhale, you can place your hands on your shins for a nice long flat back. Exhale to fold forward. And gently roll up to stand on your next inhale. Hello. Standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat. Inhale your arms into the air for Urdhva Hastasana. Spread your fingertips so your hands are like a big fan. Without moving your arms, can you gently rotate your pinkies so they're facing each other? And can you gently rotate your thumbs so they're facing each other? Movement can come from your wrists, your forearms, or your biceps. You can play with all three. But can you find rotation in just moving your arms? Or just moving your hands? And when you're ready to come to stillness, we can fold forward. Plant your hands, step back to a plank pose, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat, inhaling for a low cobra or upward facing dog, and exhaling, pressing back to down dog. Breathing in downward facing dog. You reach those heels towards the mat. Your next exhale, you can step, or hop, so you're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. Go ahead and nod your head yes here, shake your head no. Move your head, I don't know. You can draw a circle on the mat with the top of your head. Maybe go both directions. When you're ready, we'll gently roll up to stand. We're standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat. From here, we'll take a nice deep breath in. And a nice deep breath out. Nice deep breath in. Imagine all of the oxygen leaving through your fingertips as you shake them towards the ground. We'll stand nice and tall in mountain pose, imagining that string coming off the top of your head, making you nice and tall from the tippy top of the head to the tailbone. Keeping that length in the spine, we'll start by just tilting and tucking our tailbone. You can place your hands on your hips if that helps you. Try to keep your knees from collapsing in. You do this motion. Keeping those feet glued where they are and the knees glued where they are. Can you go side to side? My whole leg wants to move. Can you keep your legs steady and move just your hips from side to side? Then can you combine the two actions, tilting forward to the side, back, tucking forward, going to the side, tilting back, other side, forward, side, back, side, forward, side, back, side. And the opposite way, back, side, forward, side, back, side, forward, side, back, side, forward, side. And then the opposite way, can you just smooth that motion out so you're only moving your hips. For me, this is incredibly painful, but good. Can you move just your hips in that circle? And then can you do it the opposite direction, moving just those hips? And then can you make that movement huge? You can involve your knees, you can involve your legs, just make a giant circle with those hips, like you're cleaning a bowl of frosting. And go ahead and go the other way. And when you're ready to come to stillness, give it a little hip shake from side to side. We'll go through a nice flow. So, standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat, let's lift the arms into the air for Urdhva Hastasana. Option to heel toe the feet together as we go into chair pose, bringing that bum down and bending those knees. Ideally, I could be down like this if I could bring my heels off the mat. I'm up here. And bringing those arms out. On your exhale, we'll place your hands on the mat. Step back so you're in a plank pose. From here, we'll lower our knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra or upward facing dog. And press back to down dog. Breathing in downward facing dog, we'll lift the right leg into the air, three-legged dog. Bending that knee, swinging your shin forward. Help it if you need to. We're going to come into a nice, sturdy, low lunge. Gluing the outer edge of that back foot to the mat. Pressing all your weight into your feet. Push that mat away from you. As you bend that front knee, and bring the hips forward. We'll come into warrior one. Your next exhale, you can bring your hands behind you, interlace them back behind you, and bring your shoulder down to your knee for humble warrior. On your next inhale, we'll lift back into warrior one, and exhale out to warrior two. Bring your hips to the side, opening up those legs, arms to either direction. We'll reach forward and then back to reverse your warrior. We'll give that knee a rest. As we come forward and down for triangle pose. On your next inhale, we'll come back up to warrior two, sinking into that knee again. And on your next exhale, we'll bring the forearm to the thigh. Bring your arm over top for side angle pose. On your next exhale, you can rotate your hands down and walk them over so you're in a wide-legged forward fold at the side of the mat. From here, you can walk your fingertips behind you, give yourself a nice little stretch. Reaching those fingertips backwards. Then you can reach those fingertips forward to give yourself a wide-legged flat back. And we'll walk those fingertips over to that front foot. We'll come back into our low lunge. From here, we'll kick this front foot back to hit the back, downward facing dog. We'll roll forward to plank, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra or upward facing dog, and exhale back to down dog. On your next inhale, you'll lift that left leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale to bend the knees, swing that foot forward, help it if you need to. We'll rotate that back heel down. Pressing into the feet, push the mat away from you. Lift your arms up for warrior one. Your next exhale, bring the hands behind you, interlace your thumbs, weird thumb on top, shining that chest forward, and then folding down for humble warrior. On your next inhale, we'll lift the arms into the air and rotate out for warrior two. Bring the hand forward and then back to reverse your warrior. We'll straighten that front leg. Come forward and then down for triangle. On your next inhale, come back to warrior two. And then down to side angle pose, bringing that forearm to your thigh. On your next exhale, you can go ahead and windmill those arms down so you're in a wide-legged forward fold, center of the mat. We'll heel toe those legs together as comfortable as your together as far as you are comfortable, and we'll come into a squat. Just breathing here. On your next exhale, you can bring your hands to the ground, bring that bum back up in the air, and we'll walk over. So we are at the center of the mat. We'll just come into your downward facing dog. From here, you have a chance for another vinyasa. You can roll forward to plank, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale back to down dog. Breathing in down dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step, so you're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. Feeling very heavy, really stretching in the back of the thighs here. And when you're ready, we'll gently roll up to a standing pose. All right, standing in mountain pose. At the front of the mat, give your legs a little shake out. We'll lift the arms into the air for Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, coming through to chair pose. Utkatasana. Exhaling to a forward fold. Placing your hands on the mat, we'll step back to a plank pose. Lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat, and come into a low cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, pressing back to down dog. Inhaling that right leg into the air, three-legged dog. Bending that knee, exhaling and bringing that foot forward, helping it if you need to. From here, rotating that back heel down. Feeling a strong base, pressing the mat away from you, lifting that chest up into the air for a warrior one. Exhaling down for a warrior two. Inhaling up. Sorry, I meant reverse the blah, blah. Humble warrior. Go into warrior one and then warrior two. From here, reverse your warrior. Exhale to straighten your leg, come forward. Come into triangle pose. Inhaling up to warrior two and exhaling down to side angle pose. Rotating our arms down to frame that front foot. We'll kick that front foot back to meet the back, downward facing dog. Rolling forward to plank pose, lowering your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for a low cobra or upward facing dog. Exhaling back to down dog. On your next inhale, lift that left leg into the air, three-legged dog. Bend your knees, swing that foot forward, help it if you need to. Rotate that back heel down. We'll come up to a warrior one. Exhale to humble warrior. Inhale to warrior two. Exhale to reverse your warrior. Inhale for warrior two. Exhale for triangle. Inhale for warrior two. Exhale for side angle. Here we'll rotate those hands down, frame those front feet, kick that front foot back to meet the back for downward facing dog. From here, you can roll forward to plank, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra, upward facing dog, and exhale back to down dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward through a forward fold at the front of the mat. From here, we'll gently roll up to stand. Standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat. Relaxing your arms to the sides. Taking a nice deep breath. Go ahead and lift the arms up here for Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands, step back to downward facing dog. From here, we're gonna lift that right leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend your knees, swing your shin forward, and we'll set up for pigeon pose. Make sure your back leg is nice and straight behind you like a pin. Your heel wants to align with this front hip bone. And just fold forward. Your next inhale, you can lift your head, neck, and chest off the mat. And wiggle your way back to a little tabletop pose. We'll go ahead and tuck the toes under and come back to downward facing dog. From here, we'll lift the left leg into the air, three-legged dog. Bend that knee, swing your shin forward, help it if you need to. Set yourself up nice and comfortable. Straight leg back behind you, lift your head and your chest up, and then bring them down to the mat. On your next inhale, you can lift your head, neck, and chest off the mat. Put yourself into a tabletop pose. Give your hips a little shake back and forth. Come down to a child's pose or whatever's comfortable for you. We're going to make our way onto our backs. Lay on your back on the mat. You can bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice little hug, rock back and forth. From here, we're going to go into an inversion, whatever that means to you. You can just bring your legs up into the air. You could hoist your body up for a supported shoulder stand if you want to grab underneath your hips here. You can bring your legs up the wall. You can come into plow and let your legs fall behind you. Rather not. Just breathe in whatever variation you have. you're ready, you can release down your legs to the mat, maybe hips width distance apart, maybe wide as the mat actually, and just windshield wiper your knees back and forth. You want to bring your legs to stillness. Put your feet about hips width distance apart. See if you can shake your legs here. Just kind of move your knees back and forth. Kind of shake all the tension out of the muscles in the legs. Place your heels so you can just about graze them with your fingertips. We'll come into 3 bridge poses. When you're ready, you can tilt that pelvis under and lift your back into the air. You can interlace your fingers back behind you. You can reach that chest toward your chin. Think about your throat in this position, how collapsed you are. Maybe the back of your neck is nice and stretched out. And go ahead and exhale all that air out. Remove your hands. Bring that spine back to the mat. And just windshield wiper out your knees back and forth. You find bridge poses a little difficult, you can always widen those legs, give you a little bit more balance in your pose. And when you're ready, you can tilt that pelvis under and bring that chest up into the air for your bridge pose. Bringing that chest towards your chin. And on your next exhale, go ahead and bring that spine back to the mat. You can windshield wiper your knees out. When you're ready, we'll place the feet down, we'll tuck that pelvis under it and lift up into your final bridge pose. And on your next exhale, you can bring that spine back down to the mat and windshield wiper out your knees back and forth. No, in your bed. Your next inhale, you can bring your knees into your chest nice and tight. And when you're ready, you can drop them to one side. Your final twist. Your arms can be outstretched to the side like cartoon cactus arms. Your gaze can be to the ceiling or over your opposite shoulder. Over your opposite shoulder can be very intense. On your next inhale, you can bring your knees back to your chest. Hug them in nice and tight. Maybe sway from side to side. When you're ready, you can drop them to the opposite side. Again, your arms can be outstretched. They can be in cartoon cactus arms. You can have one arm helping your legs and one arm's outstretched. Your gaze could be at the ceiling or over your opposite arm. Shoulder. On your next inhale, you can bring your knees back to the center. And place your feet on the mat. You can windshield wiper out the knees back and forth. When you come to stillness in the center, we're going to take the right ankle and fold it over the left knee. Bring the left leg up so that your leg is at a 90-degree angle from the mat. Flex both feet. If you're happy here, you can stay. Option to bring your right elbow out against your right knee and your left hand behind your left leg. Option to interlace your fingers back behind your left leg as you press that right knee away from you and pull that left leg towards you. Are you clenching in your glutes here? Can you release any tension in your jaw, any tension in your glutes? If you're not quite finding a spot to stretch here, you can always take that hip and just kind of maybe sway back and forth until you can find a spot that maybe is a little more stuck or sore that you want to stretch out. And when you're ready to let go of your feet, go ahead and switch the crossing of the legs. And we'll do the opposite side, pressing that left knee away from you with that left elbow as you pull that right leg towards you. Again, if you're not feeling any place that particularly needs stretched, you can always sway a little bit back, a little bit forward. Maybe find a spot that's a little bit more sore. And release your legs down. We'll windshield wiper them back and forth. We'll hug the knees into the chest and reach for the inner feet. Come into inner feet, inner insoles of the feet. Come into a happy baby. Spend some time lavishing in this pose, finding sore spots or stuck spots and really breathing into them. Maybe imagining you're a baby. When you're ready, you can release your legs. Go ahead and come down into your final resting pose. Let all your hard work seep into your muscles and bones. You can begin to bring your awareness back to your breath and start to make small movements in your fingers and toes. When you're ready, you can roll onto one side, using your arm as a pillow and take one breath in the fetal position. And when you've had enough of that, you can roll up to a seated position. Close with one arm. Bring your hands to heart center, inhaling for Om. Oh.